Okay, fish and golf. Good morning, brother. Let's do. I hope you got a cup of coffee ready to rock and roll, because we're gonna do this. Should be enough. Hey, good morning. And new flag. So I was at the this weekend. I was in Loganville for the Masters Car Show, which was all proceeds to Operation Rally Point, which is the organization that I've talked about before. And that's something that I'm getting back in. I'm getting back to work on. Whew. So this morning, just kind of we're gonna take it easy. There's a thing going on Twitter that I want to talk about a little bit, but it's Mellow Monday morning. I wanna open with this. I'm gonna show you guys some pictures from the car show. So yeah, this is where I was Saturday, and y'all talk about love. It's a 2-hour drive for me to go out and shoot the photos at this car show. So, welcome. But yeah. So Masters Car Show at the. Oh, come on! Don't do this to me. There we go. Okay, so I'm open up with a couple of drone photos. You can see a lot of good-looking classic and modern cars lined up around the American Legion there in Loganville, and we had a good time. They had a swap meet inside. There's my rusty old pick-em-up truck right over there in the corner. Oh, beautiful cars out here, and I'm not really a car guy. I'm not a car show guy. My buddy Mike asked me to come out and take some pictures, and I'm happy to do it if I can. And this weekend I happened to be available, so went out there and got some great pictures. And no, I cannot tell you what the year, make, and model of the vast majority of these are. I can tell you that's a good looking old truck, and I can appreciate a good looking truck. Or a pretty car. Waller, I don't even know the difference between those two things. I'd say it was pretty even mix of newer cars and classic cars and remodels. That bad boy right there. Let's see. I got a hero shot of that one with the owner. There. Okay, so there's. If I remember correctly, this guy's name was Rowe. And then that's Lawrence Martin, owns that Mustang. I like these hero shots. I think they came out real good. I don't remember their names, but no, it's not that guy. Yeah. So had a big old time doing the pictures. Saw some really cool cars. Now this guy won third overall for the day. He won third place with that car. I had to get the polka dot monkey right. It was a good day, and I took not a shitload of pictures, about 300. Which is why I'm clicking through them so fast. I love old trucks. I actually do really like old trucks. I don't know anything about them. I mean, yeah, old. I drive a 20-year-old, 23-year-old pickup truck. I don't know if that would qualify as me for the classics. Some of these, obviously, I took more interest in and took more pictures of, especially the ones that had the cool-looking older engines in there. Like, I know enough about cars to know that thing on top there is not something that happens in more modern cars. And kids don't know about having to squirt some fluid in there. I actually walked around the back of this microbus here and saw the couple of people sitting back there. I didn't get an owner with every vehicle because they weren't all right there with their vehicles as I was walking around. But I did try to get them where I could. And like this woman here, I walked around behind there and said, "Hey, I just had to come and ask what kind of hippie owns this microbus." And she came around and got some good pictures there. Now this cool looking classic car, but I think it was especially clever that they took they went the extra mile and put the drive-in tray with the varsity go box on it. I thought that was pretty cool, pretty slick. And okay, so this picture, let me talk photography with you for just a minute. I want some opinions actually. I am a little torn on this. I shot all these photos just straight out of the camera. And the pictures look good. But there are several of them like this one where you can see me in the reflection of the vehicle. Now, I can use a polarizer on the lens and eliminate the reflection. No matter what the lighting conditions are, it's actually possible for me to absolutely eliminate the reflection. And this isn't like a Photoshop or After Effects trick where I can remove it digitally. No. There is an in-camera mechanical way using optics to eliminate the reflection. And this would have been just that clean shot. But I'm leaning toward the idea aesthetically, but for taking photos of a car show, if you've got the reflection of the photographer or anything else around the car, here the lurk says that paint looks 5 feet deep. Yeah, no shit. But I'm of the opinion that for these, like these guys work hard to put that absolute mirror finish polish on these cars and get that real shiny coat of paint. And when you use a polarizer to eliminate the reflection, it also eliminates a lot of the shine from the aesthetic. And I think seeing the reflection like that kind of visually drives home that extra element of it being shiny. And what I might do next time I shoot a car show, which might be a thing because somebody asked me if I could shoot some car shows and send them an invoice. Like, hey, my buddy publishes this magazine from car shows, and he's always desperate for content for the. Yeah, I'm gonna call him today. Actually, there's a sticky note on my desk about that. But what I might do in the future is just take two cameras, the same two identical cameras. I've got plenty, and just have the same lens on both of them, but put the polarizer on one. Waller says, "I'd like to stage the reflection, which is hard to do at a show." You're right. It's really more on the owner to stage their area. That's actually solid. That's a solid take. I like that. Um, and there were several of these where the area was staged. Actually, I mean, obviously that one, that area is staged a bit. But you go back to the microbus. This isn't the only one where they basically got a miniature of the car out in front of it. Big old time out there. That Thunderbird was gorgeous. I think, yeah, I got the couple out there in front of it and did hero shots with them. They had a hard time with the idea of a smile. And okay, being a 6.5 foot tall photographer, I get these shots, and this isn't something everybody can do, because I can put my arms up and I'm 8 foot up in the air, looking down and taking the shot. Yeah, Waller says taking both the polarized and unpolarized is a good option. That may be what I have to do in the future. Y'all can go check out Crazy Car Teacher or Car Crazy Teacher on Instagram for their microbus, and this is this chick and her husband and their kids. Apparently they're both teachers and they're just into cars, and I thought it was cool that they, like, this whole microbus, it hasn't been restored. It almost looks like they found it in the junkyard and just brought it out, except that they've got the mini microbus and the Coke fridge on top. And they've got their grass patch under the hood. They've even got, like, you see there in the corner, they've got a little igloo cooler that's painted to look like a miniature of the bus. That's cool. That's cool detail stuff. So that's a little more staging than we saw with a lot of these. But there was one. Let's see. Now, I mean, that's a sexy vet. Mike, here to lurk says that airbag suspension ain't stock. I don't know enough to even understand what you're talking about on that one, my man. See, now, and that to me, I don't know what else to say other than it just looks cool. The blue against the teal, like, and that screams I put a lot of thought and work into this. Waller asks, was that the ZZ Top car? Which one? I don't know. Tim does Edward Jones in Conyers. Good guy. He's his offices are in Old Town. Go check him out. Go talk to him. He's a good guy. In fact, several years ago, Tim lent us his office when Jack Moon was shooting a short film called Social Circle, which is, I don't want to say it's terrible, but I don't like to lie to you. It's one of those that's it's clearly an amateur first attempt at actually making a short film. It's fun. There are no professional actors in the film. It's all local. It's all local volunteer talent helping their buddy make a film, and among that local volunteer talent, I was there. Believe it or not, as the armorer, because it's a murder mystery. So there's a murder, and there's a bank heist, and there's a gunfight in the movie, and I provided the prop weapons. Well, it wasn't these; it was handguns, but I provided the prop weapons for that. Okay, I see what you did there, guys. Okay, so yeah, I did the prop weapons for that, and it was a lot of fun running into Tim. Then that was pretty cool. So in other news, so let me know. This kind of just shooting the shit first thing in the morning on a Monday. Like I've said before, I want to kind of keep it mellow on Monday. We get a little more hardcore on the politics and the news on the rest of the week. Waller admits he was wrong AF. So, it takes a big man to do that. And anyway, so in other mellow news, last week the wife and the kids spent most of the week, and they're going to spend most of this week actually, at Dad's farm, playing with the birds and swimming and all that. And I'm taking advantage of having the house empty to get some work done. And, I got a lot of work done last week, slinging the chainsaw around, clearing out some stuff in the woods, cleaning up the yard. But, we're still getting this house. We're moved in, and now we're doing the work to transform this house into the home we want it to be. If that makes sense. And I gotta tell you what, guys, I did not do any work last week that I could not do with the wife and kids here. Except that wife and 4 kids. It's amazing. It's just mind-blowing. You try to start a project and, hey, Dad, can you help me out with something real quick? Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. Okay, it only took 15, 20 minutes, but, well, I'm distracted. Okay. Well, okay, let me go pee and grab a glass of water before I get back outside, get back to work. And, now 15 turned into 20 or 25 or 30, right? And then, hey, Dad, real quick, can I ask? Yeah, sure, no problem. 10 minutes is, okay, now it's fucking lunchtime. All right, let's do that. Okay, lunch. Okay, we're done with lunch. Now it's 2:00 in the afternoon, and I love my wife, I love my kids, but them being away from the house for the day, and me just not eating lunch until 2 or 3 in the afternoon because I'm not paying attention to the clock. There's so much fucking work done. Totally worth it, and definitely what I'm going to be doing the rest of this week. Stuff tomorrow with the wife and kids, and they're going back to the farm, and then I'm going back into the woods. So, and and there's a plan. Like, for example, there's this nice big fat clearing that's already there that just needs to be cleaned up a bit on the back 5. And I'm thinking tiki bar. Yeah, the magic forest tiki bar. Fuck yeah. So, all right. I do have a little content for you this morning. I don't want to spend too much time on it, and I don't think it deserves a whole lot of time. But, well, no, look, I said that wrong. That doesn't sound right. Okay. Anyway, there's a thing going on Twitter. And if you go on X and just type in the search bar MAGA follow back, right? And there's a whole lot of it. Go, hey, if you look like you support Trump, I will follow you. Please follow back, right? Hey, if you're a MAGA patriot, I haven't followed you back, please leave an emoji so I can follow you back, etc., etc. Some of these are clearly just trying to get you to follow them. This one, I think, Miss MAGA, she's pretty solid. She's gonna follow you back. And I even left a comment on, like, this guy right here, Tony Lanatelli, says, if you look like you support Trump, I will follow you. Please follow back. If you support Trump, I want to follow you, and I will follow you back. Basically, I think that all of us MAGA need to stand together. Please repost. Thank you. Now, here's the thing. The first thing to die on the battlefield is comms, always, right? Waller, you know this. Uncle Steve, you know this. The first thing to die in battle, the first casualty of war, is always comms. Now, we say that, and we normally mean it metaphorically. Like once the bullets start flying and people start squeezing them triggers and making them bang bangs, it gets loud out there and it's hard to communicate. But y'all, on the 1st of November 2010, we were ambushed by a vehicle-borne IED right outside of Sanjay, Afghanistan, and we lost 2 men. Lost 2 soldiers in that ambush. At the time, I had my own separate radio. Not just like back and forth within the squad comms, but I had a full-on radio connected back to HQ because I was Spooky Special Man, and they blew up the lieutenant's radio operator. So we were ambushed, we were pinned down, and our comms guy was one of the 2 casualties that got blown up in that fight. If I remember correctly, he wasn't one of the 2 that died. He was severely injured. But he was incapacitated, and somebody shouted at me. Thank God somebody else in the unit realized that there was another radio operator on the ground there, and they hollered at me. And hey, Meatwall, we lost our guy. I'm not going to say his name on the air in this story. We lost our guy. Can you radio back? And I'm sitting there like, we're being shot at. So next thing I know, I'm shooting targets off the top of the wall, 300 meters away, with my M16 in one hand with iron sights and my radio in my left hand, and hard rock, this is Meatwall, tick tick tick, troops in contact, tick tick tick. And comms is the first thing to die on the battlefield. First casualty of war is communications. The only way to combat that is just like the story I just described, right? We lost 1 comms operator, but we had a backup, right? We had a PACE plan: primary, alternate, contingency, emergency. And I don't care if your primary is secure comms, secondary is unsecure comms, your contingency is somebody busts out a cell phone and tries to send a text message to the commander, and then your emergency plan is fucking smoke signals. PACE, PACE, PACE. Primary, alternate, contingency, emergency. You gotta have options. And that's why I'm talking about this morning, is I want to see as many people as possible get after this. Hop on X, follow everybody you can that even looks like a MAGA patriot, right? Ask for follow backs and build the network. Build the communications network, right? So when the next Hunter Biden laptop comes out, we can, if nothing else, DM the story that was censored to guys like me that can then broadcast it out across multiple platforms, right? I mean, right now I'm talking to people right now live on X. Here at Alert says, set up a BFM group for shortwave radio certs. Oh, okay. You know what? That'll be the rest of this show after I finish this. But right now, I'm talking to people on X. I'm talking to people on YouTube. I'm talking to people on Twitch. I see people on Facebook. I see people on Rumble. And there are about a half a dozen or so other networks that I don't know why, but we don't get comments in the chat from them on through Restream. And 한국 판도에 있으면 그, 그 통하게 볼 수 없는데 그 이외에는 여러 X하고 유튜브로 go pogo over there, guys. Winter Hamian, I can't pogo y'all on your platforms coming out of Korea and China and South Africa and Afghanistan. So, man, Lurk, I almost did it again, but here we. Okay, so Lurk says set up a BFM group. Buy for shortwave radio certs. That is not going to happen before the end of this year, unfortunately. Well, no, I take it back. I take it back. If you guys can help me cover it, we can start working on that. The wife and I have been talking about, and it was actually my wife that brought it up, the one that said she wanted to do it. Oh yeah, here you go. So hop over to buymeacoffee.com/brushfiremind and y'all bought this flag and some of these lights that are going on right here, and you're about to have bought a replacement for this microphone as well. But it was actually my wife before we moved. She said that she wanted to get into ham radio, and y'all, I'm in. I'd be down if we can get it. If we could get it funded if we can get that funded through the coffees, then I will happily go ahead and buy the equipment and get the certs and set up an antenna tower and start doing the show over ham radio as well. And I know that's not quite what you meant by short when you were talking about shortwave there, Steve, but got you little son of a bitch. Mosquito. All right. But yeah, I'd love to take this show and go a little pirate radio with it. Be awesome. Waller says, when buying radios, don't buy Chinese radios, obviously. Nor should you buy radios manufactured for the American market. I'd like to know more about what you mean there. Are you suggesting that I should buy radios manufactured for the Korean market? Or maybe what I need are Russian-made radios that are targeted for the Chinese market. That way, when I start passing secure comms, there's some spook in the Kremlin who's suddenly shocked that he's not hearing the Chinese that he spent the last 3 years training to translate, and English isn't even one of his fucking languages. So, but yeah, for the European market, okay. I'd love to know more about why you say that, but yeah. Anyway, so get on X, follow people with the MAGA tags and the patriotic pictures and stuff, and ask for follow backs, offer follow backs, ask for follow backs, build the network, right? Build the network. So, and if y'all can go throw $5 or $6 at the coffee pot, it'll help move us in that direction, and we can start talking about getting this show onto things like ham radio and cranking it out a few extra places. So, Lurk says, get on X, hang out with me. Hell yeah. And guys, for real, I've been having a ball on X lately. You need to follow Cat Turd. You need to follow Juanita Broderick, Adam Baldwin. He's not one of the Baldwins. He's the other Baldwin. Damn it, what's his name? Adam Baldwin played Jane in Firefly, and fucking Hercules. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, there's some great follows on there. Y'all get in there and have a ball. Thanks for watching this morning, guys. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow.